Yeah, since yesterday, with the release of that Claude update, Claude Code has been getting a lot of attention. I've used it for about 8 hours, and I find its performance quite impressive. I was originally using GPT 4.1, Gemini 2 Pro, and 307, but 4.0 Opus appears to be the best at feeding data, and then, when using Claude Code, my productivity improved considerably, significantly, I'd say. So, let's take a look at the most important points about using Claude Code. First, the very best approach is to read and adhere to the official entropy formula guide. Since that can be quite tiring, first install npm as a global installation. Then, from right here, you can simply begin using Claude Code immediately, and I am presently utilizing it with Cursor. When you first start, you'll need to log in and set up your environment and things like that, but I've already done that, so I can use it right away. The most useful thing is the dangerous skill here, and once you use it yourself, You need to check if you want to create files and set permissions for each terminal, exactly as Claude 1.0 suggests. Agent-free forwarding is a bit tricky. In those cases, use Claude Code and add if. If you do it this way, there's something called bypassing permission, which lets us handle everything smoothly with full permissions. By putting in a prompt for really long requests, I sometimes work alone for about 20 minutes. So, I'm actually using this right now, and the most significant improvement that I've found is that when I'm working on my own for around 20 minutes, I can draft some test code and then immediately execute those tests, and subsequently correct any errors that arise up to this specific point. However, as the number of contests has increased, I've still been running into internal issues where things tend to get tangled up. So, the plan is to first set up a properly structured server environment and then conduct unit tests, or have them run automatically and repeatedly. However, the problem is that when you do that, the library version, I'm currently using version 5 on the server, but if something doesn't function correctly, I revert to version 4.3, and it just continuously loops due to the library version. So, after you've organized the unchanging parts of the library version and server settings well, and then automate the testing, it seems to perform quite effectively. Based on my experience, it definitely appears to be a very good approach.